Hey guys, what's up? Little Flipper here today, and today we're going to be playing some League of Legends. Today's video is on Udyr. I start with a Hunter's Talisman refill potion and my warding totem and head towards my blue buff, mostly because I get a better leash. If I go to my red buff, Darius would have to leash me, and he might steal it with his bleed. Udyr actually has two parts to his passive. The first part is called Force Stances. He can get his ultimate at the same time as any other ability, so he doesn't really have an ultimate. The second part of his passive is that every time he enters a stance, he gains a certain amount of movement speed and attack speed based on level. I take Udyr's Q, level 1. Udyr's Q is that he gains a certain amount of attack speed based on level. That's it. Some of you may have noticed, but I actually queued before I started my blue buff. I just accidentally pressed the Q button. You thought I actually had a legitimate reason, you fool. Since I'm on the top side of the map and starting on my blue buff, my first clear will be a little bit more modified. It will be blue buff, wolves, the bottom side scuttle crab, then gromp, then red buff. I take Udyr's R, level 2. Udyr's R is Phoenix Stance. Initially, he unleashes a cone of fire in the direction that he is facing. If you stay in the stance long enough, he'll do it again. Also, with each auto attack, he'll do a little AoE burst around him. I kill the bot side scuttle crab, and as I'm clearing my Gromp, Misfortune and the Lux get first blood just before the Shaco and the Vel'Koz get first blood on the Annie. Even though both teams still got a kill and an assist, it's more worth for our team because we get that bonus 300 gold from the first blood. I take Udyr's E, level 3. Udyr's E is his bear stance. When he activates this, he gets bonus movement speed, and his next auto attack will stun the target. As I'm walking towards my red buff, I ward it because I think Shaco might be on it, but it turns out he's already taken it, so I just start with my raptors, do my Krugs, and then go back to base. I go back to base and buy my Stalker's Blade to start building into my warrior. I remember Udyr back in the day used to be a tank, but apparently the meta right now is to build a more damage bruiser style, so that's what I'm going for today. I clear my wolves, gromp, and then head for a gank down bot lane. I had walked through a control warded bush, so I knew the enemy team couldn't see me, and then I bear stance for the stun on the Ashe because I already knew the Alistar would already probably die without my stun, and I end up killing both of them for the double kill. I clear my blue buff, and then when I'm heading towards my red buff, I actually see Shaco, and I accidentally turn all my focus to the fake Shaco, and I end up going down. I really hate Shaco. Annie had gone back to base, and I see the Vel'Koz was low, so I E in for the bear stance and the stun. I stun him, and I take down the Vel'Koz. Unfortunately, while I was doing this, the enemy team got Dragon. Maxing order on Udyr, I max my Q first because you're not building Blood Razors, so you really want that extra attack speed. Next, I max E for the more movement speed and the longer stun. Then I max W, because R is just not really useful in any fight. It's useful for clearing jungle camps, but not in a fight, so I'd recommend you max W last, because the game should be over by the time you get to maxing your R. I'm back at base, and once I'd finished building my warrior, I started building into my Trinity Force. Part of it is because of your tons of damage you get from building Trinity Force, also because it gives you that tiny bit of tankiness. Remember, you're building a bruiser style of build. I go in on the Vel'Koz, but he ends up pulling me towards his turret, and I start taking tower shots. I do end up killing the Vel'Koz, but the Shaco shows up to shut me down. All around, not very worth. I totally forgot to mention that your W, your turtle stance, just gives you a mini shield when you activate it. When you max it though, it gives you a really nice, I wouldn't say big, but it's a really medium, good sized shield. Me and Annie take the mid inner turret and the dragon. We rotate top, and this poor Alawi has 4 people collapse on her, and we definitely get the kill. The Shaco and the Vel'Koz appear out of nowhere, and I have to flash out with barely any health, but the Misfortune does pick up a double kill. I go back to base, finish my Trinity Force, and start building into a Dead Man's Plate. I personally like to build into a Dead Man's Plate. There's a lot of other items you could build into, like a Sterex Gauge or even a Death's Dance, but I really like Dead Man's Plate for the extra movement speed it gives you, and it really lets you catch up to people even without your bear stance. I see my team in trouble, and with my Dead Man's Plate and my E, I move so fast, and I'm able to knock the Vel'Koz out of his ult to save the Annie. And Duns end up stealing the kill with Tivers, but then the Shaco does get the misfortune, which is unfortunate. Puns. And then we do end up getting the Shaco. After killing the Shaco, we stay and push our advantage and get the bot lane outer turret. The Alistar gets caught out way out of position because for some reason he was trying to stop the Lux's recall. This poor Alistar, he dies again after feeding us so much already. The enemy bot lane had a really rough time this game. After that, unfortunately, the enemy team gets the dragon, but we collapse on them, accidentally kill the fake Shaco, but then I chase the Vel'Koz down because I'm so fast, and then I kill him. We stay and push the mid inhibitor turret. We end up killing it, but we stay a little bit too long, and 3 of us go down in an ambush by the enemy team. But it's still worth it because we killed the Alawi, the Vel'Koz, the Shaco, and the Alistar, which is really still worth for us because it's a 3 kills to 4 kills. We go in a team fight, and the Misfortune gets 2 kills, and then Alawi tries to run away from me, which isn't possible. You can't run away from an Udyr who already has a Dead Man's Plate and a fully maxed bear stance. It's just not possible, so I chase her down and kill her. After winning that team fight, we push up to the inhibitor, and then we kill it, and I keep pushing, and I get the bot lane inner turret, and then we back up. We're engaged in a team fight, and Annie goes down, but it ends up being okay because we kill the Alistar, and then the Vel'Koz tries to run away, but like I said, you can't run away from an Udyr, so I find him and I kill him. But the Shaco actually does get the Lux, but I finally track down the Shaco, and I kill him. Finally, it was the real Shaco. After that, me and the Darius push, being the only ones alive. I get the bot lane inhibitor turret and inhibitor, and the Darius gets the top lane inhibitor turret, and I in fact get one of their base turrets, but we still can't finish the game because all of them are respawning. After killing the Shaco, we can proceed to push because it's a 4v5 now, and we end up getting their inhibitor again, and the Darius gets their final inhibitor while killing the Vel'Koz while we kill the Alistar. We take the Elder Dragon while Misfortune gets a kill on the Vel'Koz. The Shaco does kill the Lux though, but then the Darius kills the Alawi. So we're totally free to push, take their turrets, kill them, and win the game. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as always, bye-bye!